Hello everyone in BookTube. It's John from Toronto here, and having a bad hair day, hence the hat. And as you know, I just started last video with chapters 1 and 2 on this marvelous novel, Hockey Camp Summer by me. And so now we're going to do, I think we're going to be able to do chapter 3 and 4. And Felix is going to help me, aren't you? So here's chapter 3, and it's from Bobby's point of view, but third person, right? Here we go. Busy bodies rushed along the shiny black and white marble tiles, and clicking heels echoed against the gray brick walls and high ceiling. Mr. Banks? That's me. He looked up from the armchair. A young woman approached, showing off a bright lipstick smile. She couldn't have been much older than his daughter Rosalind, who was 22. Beside her, a well-dressed young man reached out his hand. Bobby stood slowly. After shaking hands, and terrible with names, Bobby forgot them right after they introduced themselves. Both so young, he thought, had he tried to make his own smile look real. In a suit jacket, shirt, and tie, Bobby clutched onto the file folder, which would surely make things right. Is Ron Higgins on holidays? I left a message that I dropped by this week to... Oh, the young man interrupted. Mr. Higgins is no longer with the bank. This news shocked Bobby. An old-time hockey fan, Ron was easygoing, always up for small talk, a great guy overall. Inside the small office, the thick blue carpet stank of newness. He sat in the chair they motioned for him. The young woman sat at the front behind a desk, a computer on top of it. Her colleague planted himself in the chair to Bobby's left. Who's replacing Ron as bank loan manager? That would be Mr. Dewan, the young man answered politely. He's in meetings all day. Since you didn't make an appointment, he asked us to take care of you. I see. And Bobby truly was beginning to see. His hockey camp business lay at the mercy of these junior players. Things had changed so much and so soon. The woman clicked on the computer keys and stopped. Here we are, she said, as if talking to a child. Mr. Banks, you own and operate a small summer hockey camp. I know, said Bobby, half grinning. A brief pause took hold, which he didn't like one bit. Needlessly clearing his throat, he stretched out his arm and offered the file folder to her. My wife and me worked out this new business plan. She took the file from him and flipped through the pages inside it, not really looking. Have you considered a different source of income? Bobby's forehead turned hot and damp. Hockey is my life. You're already behind on your mortgage payments. Camp starts next week. When they both looked at him, startled by his raised voice, he checked himself and pointed to the folder resting on her lap. Could you maybe take a minute and go through that? Perhaps, she said slowly. If you were to sell the property, we could avoid any unpleasantness or any unpleasantries, the young man finished. Sell it? All I need is a short-term loan to... I'm sorry, Mr. Banks. The woman stared at him decisively. No further loans are possible for you at this time. I've had the property for 20 years, and the camp has been going for the past 10. And last year, said the young man nervously, you had an incident. What? A lawsuit, the young woman said. That? Bobby was caught off guard. We settled it out of court. Nothing to do with the bank. How did you know? Ever since then, you've had trouble keeping up with mortgage payments. We assumed, the young man said, you had come here to settle the balance. We sent you an email. Look, we got a good business plan there. Bobby crossed his arms to hold in his anger. We chopped our staff in half and reduced other spending, and if you give us more time, we can pay the bank a higher interest rate. At least take a look. The bank's position is clearly stated in the email we sent, the young woman said. We'll reassess your status after the summer to see if you've turned things around. How turned around are we talking about it? As stated in the email, you'll need to have all mortgage payments up to date, including interest for the deferment. Mr. Banks, the young man piled on, most hockey camps are large enterprises. Yours is, well, not exactly in that league. Consider our dilemma. Yeah, I can see it's a big problem you both have. I'm real sorry it's keeping you up at night worrying about it. Extending her hand, the young woman stood. We wish you a profitable summer, Mr. Banks. The young man slowly got to his feet, too. Goodbye, sir. Basher! He locked them in his steady scowl, not shaking either hand. I beg your pardon, said the young man. Bobby the Basher Banks. People used to know my name, and by God, they used to fear it. That fear earned me respect, and now it's come to this. 2 babies barely out of college telling me what I can and can't do. The young man's lips twitched nervously, and he said, We do have another appointment, sir. Yeah, Bobby sneered. Stop the world and I'll get off. In his battered black Jeep Cherokee, Bobby steered slowly through the pounding rain and city traffic. He and Sarah had worked hard, unbelievably hard, practically from the first day they met each other, making it through some kind of battle. But the battles were beginning to heap up, one on top of the other. At some point, they should be celebrating some victories. Barely able to see past the windshield, Bobby found the ramp he was looking for and turned onto it. His hope grew dim that better things might be on the horizon. Merging with the traffic on the highway heading north, he sighed at the slow-moving trail of cars. Enough. He pulled to the shoulder and parked, motor running, wiper blades wiping. His head was aching and his stomach churned. The cell phone against his ear, he waited for the satisfying voice at the other end. Hello? Sarah's greeting soothed him on the spot. He closed his eyes for a moment. Bobby? Hi, doll, he said finally. Listen, I'm going to get a motel room and drive up in the morning, okay? Bobby, what's wrong? You sound really down. Nah, I'm fine. Her concern wrapped around him like a cozy blanket. Just dog-tired is all. What happened? I'll tell you tomorrow. Bye, love. He tossed his phone onto the passenger seat, grabbed the steering wheel, pulled back onto the highway under the dull drizzle, and took the next exit in search of a motel. Chapter 4, and this is from Matt's third-person point of view. All right. Danny sat on the grass smoking a joint by the side of the high school track. The sun was slowly dipping behind him and blazing onto the red clay stones. Matt had done 3 laps as he neared him. One more to go, Danny said. That smells like dead skunk, Matt said, rushing by. Don't knock what you're too scared to try. Matt gave him the middle finger. His natural runner's high was a reward for hard work, unlike his friend's fake high, which needed no effort other than sucking on a piece of weed. Most people, including adults, didn't like Danny just for his looks. It wasn't his fault he had a guilty expression glued to his face. Matt had known him since kindergarten, but lately they drifted apart. Danny was a slacker, cruising through life. The only reason Matt asked him to come to the track was to be his timekeeper. The final lap completed, Matt stopped and put his hands on his hips, walked in small circles, caught his breath. While sweat dribbled down his chin, he stood still and looked down at Danny. You're getting faster. Thanks. His friend's smile triggered Matt's envy. Danny sprouted definite traces of facial hair. Matt had none. So, Danny took up the slack, your dad's making you go for the whole summer? He's not making me. You told me you didn't like the look of the camp, but you're still going. I'll check the place out. If I don't like it, I'll leave. Yeah, right. Your dad would be so pissed. Hey, I run my own life. Maybe on the track you do, Danny laughed. Matt couldn't remember ever standing up against any of Dad's decisions, and he wondered what would happen if he did. Drop it, he ordered. Tell me my time. Danny fiddled with his phone. Shit, I forgot to check when you stopped. Should we minus 15 seconds or never mind? Matt shook his head. Danny shrugged. You want to come over and play some games? I got the new. No. You mad or something? Gotta go. Okay. Danny hauled himself to his feet. See you later, bro. Matt said nothing and turned to leave. It was true his friend was nothing but a stoner and a loser these days. On his way home, Matt wondered again about the summer ahead of him as a soft breeze cooled his wet forehead. Maybe he would tell Dad he didn't want to go to the camp. He wanted to stay home and also spend a few weeks at his grandparents' farm, like every summer. But then Mom's last words drifted back to him. Take care of your father. Don't let him down. Do what he asks you. And I think that would be a good place to stop for now. I read chapters 3 and 4. So, please like and subscribe if you want. If not, don't. And I hope you are, sort of liking the novel so far. And I wish you all a great day. Here in Toronto is very sunny and hot, and but it is kind of nice. If you drive with the windows open, it's really quite nice. Anyway, it's nice to be in an air-conditioned room too. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you next time when we do chapters 4 and 5 and whatever. Bye-bye.